Ten Hag's first game as Manchester United manager ends up with Manchester United beating Liverpool 4-0 in a friendly, and in this game we saw lots of aspects of what Ten Hag's plan is. We saw sort of counter-offensive football, we saw pressing, we saw De Gea playing a higher line, we saw Bruno being more controlled, we saw that Zidane, Iqbal and Charlie Talbot were quite good coming to take the ball off defenders, we saw a setup, a formation, a style of play, and in today's video it's more of a sort of a tactical analysis of things that we learned from the game. And in today's video I'm going to talk about 5 things that were different from Ten Hag's style of football to the football playing under Rangnick and Ole, and 5 improvements I picked out in that game, because pre-season is all about 1, fitness, not getting injury, getting them back to match fitness, but 2, trying out his new tactics, trying out his formation and seeing how the players do. So I obviously did a video reacting to the match right after the match yesterday, where I gave my thoughts on each player and my thoughts on the match in general, but today's video is not going to be about individual players and my thoughts. It's going to be more about tactics and actually what I observed and what we saw. So please do let me know down below in the comments if you enjoy this series. I don't know how it's going to do. It's a new series where I do a match reaction right after the game, then the day after the game I would do more of an analysis on the actual game and what went on. So do let me know your thoughts, and also please do hit that like button, and of course subscribe down below if you're new. I will not be live tonight. Well, I don't think I'll be live tonight. However, there might be a video later tonight, because honestly, Man United are making mad moves on Lisandro Martinez, and there's news that this Lisandro Martinez deal could be done in the next 24 hours. So make sure you subscribe if you want to stay updated on Lisandro Martinez, because we're moving mad right now. But the first thing I noticed from the game was that whenever the midfield had the ball, the front three were making runs. And attackers were always running forward. As soon as the ball was with Bruno, McTominay or Fred, you had Rashford, Martial and Sancho all running forward, all jolting forward. And I tell you what, Rashford, Sancho and Martial all make a good front three. Look, I love Ronaldo. We need Ronaldo at Man United. I'm not going to be one of those idiot fans that don't say we need Ronaldo. But I think as a flow, Martial, Sancho and Rashford as a flow, as a front three, probably work better in terms of the flow, because they can do that link up together, they can all make runs together, because I think actually they all connect as a team, whereas Ronaldo's that striker individual where you need the wingers to provide service for him. And I actually thought that front three worked really well. They could all make those runs together, but obviously it'd be really interesting to see how Ronaldo does in the system, because Ronaldo was pressing under Rangnick, was scoring goals under Rangnick and all of that. So I don't want that to be misconstrued of me saying we don't need Ronaldo, because of course we need Ronaldo, but literally Bruno, Fred, McTominay had the ball, Rashford's going forward, Sancho's going forward, Martial's going forward, and the Liverpool defenders, even though it's a lot of their B team defenders, they did still have some of their first defenders on, but really struggling, because they just had 3 players just completely running forward. And then I noticed that the fullbacks, Dalot and Luke Shaw, were running forward as well. So we're actually overloading the attack. We had sort of 5 players running forward, the 3 attackers, the 2 fullbacks, and then you had the midfielders on the ball, and then, you know, McTominay sort of stayed back and Fred went forward a bit, and obviously that resulted in Fred getting his goal as well. So that was the third thing I noticed, that the attackers were making runs forward, and also we were trying to pass forward a lot. You know, Man United, you know, we're used to being boring, sideways, backwards, but we were really trying to pass forward a lot and get the ball forward. It was really good attacking play. And I think this is where Liverpool and Klopp really struggled, because they just had multiple players running at them, and they're like, what the fuck, Man United normally park the bus against us. Probably weren't expecting that. The second thing I noticed was David De Gea. He was fantastic today. Not just shot stopping, but his distribution, his coming off his line. It's almost like De Gea is a good keeper that needed to be coached, because I thought he was really going to struggle with coming off his line and distribution, but he actually seemed to do it okay. I think obviously it's a matter of confidence, but he seemed to adapt his game quite well. And because we were playing quite a high line with Victor Lindelof and Rafael Varane, I think David De Gea coming off his line and playing quite a high line as well helped them. So if there was a ball in between, De Gea ran off his line together. There was 1 or 2 occasions where, you know, Liverpool did pass it over Varane and Lindelof, and De Gea was there to get rid of it, whereas normally De Gea would have stayed on his line. It would have been a one-on-one, and it would have been a lot easier for Liverpool to score. So I thought that, you know, De Gea's positional awareness was a lot better. I thought his distribution was a lot better. He looked a lot more calm on the ball. And obviously, I've been watching Ten Hag's training drills. I'm sure you've been seeing clips of Ten Hag's training drills. He's involving De Gea and Heaton very much in those passing rondo drills. He's doing lots of passing under pressure in tight spaces with David De Gea, doing lots of passing drills with the goalie. They're now joining in with the main drills as well, which is obviously something that Ten Hag wanted to work on, and I could see a massive improvement in that. And another player could see a complete change of improvement in was Bruno Fernandes. The third thing I noticed was Bruno Fernandes was a lot more cool, calm and collective on the ball. United were playing with tempo and fluidity for most of that first half. We were actually fluid. Whereas I think in the past with Man United, it's been we do 3 or 4 passes and we just give the ball away. 3 or 4 passes, give the ball away. Bruno does a hero ball. It was almost like United in the past couldn't really string many passes together. We didn't have tempo, we couldn't link up. Then we get the ball to Bruno, and because nothing was happening, Bruno would try a hero ball. Whereas today, all the players were making runs, all the players were making themselves available to pass to, and Bruno Fernandes just held on to that ball a little bit longer and actually thought about how he was going to pass it. He didn't think, let me do that lob pass to get a moment of magic, let me get that magical assist out of nowhere. Bruno was much better in his decision making, much more calm and collective on the ball, which I like to see. And a lot of people saying, Ten Hag won't like Bruno, he'll just spam hero balls. Well, Bruno was told under Ollie to spam hero balls because our plan was literally sit back, counter attack, and get a goal out of nothing under Ollie. That was the whole game plan. Moments FC we were under Ollie, whereas Ten Hag is team play, it's attacking play. And Bruno Fernandes was a player that I just thought looked very different in the sense of he just wasn't passing the ball away every 5 seconds. He looked very much in control. He looked very good going forward, and he had a part to play in all the goals. Another player that really impressed me, and I talked about this in my match reaction, was JADON Sancho. I mean, he was playing a free roaming role on the right. He did go on the left a little bit, but he was mostly on the right. And obviously we want a right winger and all of that. But JADON Sancho looked absolutely fine on the right because, it wasn't that, JADON Sancho doesn't have that blistering pace that Rashford and Martial have. And the football we played last season was sit back and counter, where I think that blistering pace was important. And I don't think you get the best out of Sancho, but Sancho played as sort of a free roaming right winger with pretty much a license to do what he wants under Ten Hag, but also in an attacking fluid style. And that's how, Sancho played at Dortmund, and that's how Sancho excelled at Dortmund, attacking football, fluidity, not about, it was counter offensive football, but he had that free roam role on the right to sort of do what he wanted, felt in control. And not only did Sancho score a goal, not only could Sancho have got 2 assists, because off the right hand side he put a really good ball into Rashford, which he should have scored, and he played Delo through, but also Sancho's skill, his nutmegging, his confidence. He already looks like a completely confident player, and I think Ten Hag I think everyone thought that Sancho was going to be much better this season. I think he needed that one season to adapt, but I think Ten Hag is the manager where it's really going to suit Jadon Sancho and his style of play, and I think that Sancho is going to have a mad season, and he looked really good off the right, but he looked good off the left. The fifth and final thing I noticed was pressing, and this resulted in Anthony Martial's goal, the third goal. The front three were pressing, Martial was pressing, and when Martial was pressing the Liverpool defender, he actually managed to win the ball, go for on goal, and score that third goal. I saw all 3 attackers actually pressing. I saw all 3 attackers running a lot, running forward. I saw the midfielders trying to get forward and press, especially Fred. I saw a lot of pressing from the attack, and obviously the third goal came from Martial pressing. The fourth goal came from some brilliant team play between Pellistri and Bailly. The second goal came from Fred, running forward and being on the edge of the box, and the first goal came from Sancho just licensing around, free roaming and all of that. And they were the 5 things I sort of picked out from the game that were improvement, things that we didn't see much last season. So let me know your thoughts on this video. Let me know if you like this kind of video as well. But make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe down below if you're new, because I will be doing a Martinez and De Jong update later if any big news comes out. And I have a feeling some big Martinez news is going to come out. See you then. Bye.